All right, time once again for catching up with Tommy Mack here on 1010's XL's podcast platform at 1010XL.com. Great to be here. Great to be alive. I'm in the 1010XL studios, brought to you by my good friends at the Carpet Man LVP. It's Carpet Man's LVP. Don't forget to check out the LVP at the Carpet Man. Luxury vinyl planking at a cost that will not be beat. You can trust me on that one. Of course, the Southern Grill as well. If you haven't been there yet, you got to go. It's some of the best food you'll ever have in this great city of Jacksonville. Always fresh, always Southern, always piping hot, all throughout the day. You can name it, whether it's early breakfast, late dinner, entertainment at night. They got it all with a full liquor bar. Check them out on Flagler Avenue. So, all right, it's Friday afternoon. Happy Good Friday. Happy Passover to all my Jewish friends. They, of course, celebrating last night. And happy Easter weekend to everybody out there, man. We always look forward to a great weekend. It's going to be beautiful weather here in Jacksonville, out at the beach. And looking forward to spending some time doing some of that. My esteemed producers here, Graham Marsh. What's up, Graham?
Hello, sir. How are you doing?
You got the mustache kicking, do you?
I do.
How'd that come about? I'm just curious. Looks good. It matches, you know.
Honestly, how it came about was there were just a couple days where I just woke up a little bit late, so I didn't shave in the morning. Okay. For like 3 days.
Are you an everyday shaver?
For the most part, yeah. I normally stay pretty clean.
I hate it. As you can tell.
Just because I don't like my facial hair like outside of my lip, like because like I grow pretty thick below my chin, but not enough above. Okay, isn't that funny? It's not like a nice
you get
compliment.
older, it comes out your ears. You're like, where in the hell did these things come from? All of a sudden you wake up and you got one like this big. You're like, where the hell did that come from? Like inside my lobe, but nonetheless. That's
I already had like a decent base. Yeah. Because I just hadn't shaved in a couple days. Yep. So I was like, like, let me just shave everything else and just give it a shot. Yeah. And I've been doing that for like 2 weeks now. Yeah. You know. Well, it looks good, man. Does the girl like it? That's all that matters. She does. I got to keep mine out of the kissing zone. My wife doesn't like it. It's a little scraggly, but well, there's like a weird
way around it.
When if you do try to grow a mustache, because we had that kind of weird period. Yeah. You have to kind of just struggle through like at least for me it was about a week. Yeah.
Just rough? It's like really rough or what?
Yeah, because all the hairs are like prickly. Yeah. Once they get a little bit longer. Me about well, they're like softer after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. You got to wait it out a week.
Right.
All right.
This is my first time ever trying to grow anything, so it's all new to me. I normally just shave it clean and keep it moving.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, man,
I'm learning the finer things in life.
Yeah. You could be one of those actors, one of those 70s movies, without a doubt.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
It would be great. It would be great. All right, let's get into it. Look, we're getting closer to the draft. Jags make some news. I'm going to start off with the Ravens. Did you see the press conference, the pre-draft press conference?
That was so weird, man.
Oh, my God. And the guy's got to ask the question. They know they're not supposed to ask the question. And the SID, you can hear him. He's like, hey, man. You're not supposed to ask that question. There's no questions about Lamar Jackson. And the face on John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta, they're like, Harbaugh, poor guy. He's like, I don't know what to say. Like, am I supposed to say something? And then the SID comes to come on, man, get it together. They sit at number 22. I tell you what, that Hendon Hooker's going to, I don't know if he'll get past them. He may go before them. Depends on, who needs that QB in that 10 to 20 range. But I don't know. There's so much uncertainty there, and do you want him back, I guess, if he wants to be there. He's not requesting the trade. That's Lamar Jackson, of course. But, I don't know. I'd probably draft one. If he's that unhappy, I'd probably draft one if I'm the Baltimore Ravens. You got to have the QB. We know this. That, especially today, more so than ever, and you probably always needed a great QB, or at least a very good QB to have a chance to win games in the National Football League. But now more than ever, right? The money's phenomenal, and they've got to perform at a very high level. Look at, think of how the game has changed. It used to be when quarterbacks would complete 60% of their completions, you'd be like, That's unbelievable. 65. Oh, my gosh. Now it's 75, 80. And that's like expected. I mean, the game is so different and so important from that quarterback, but you got to have the quarterback. So if you're the Ravens, yeah, hey, Lamar, we love you. I'm not going to break these this time. Hey, Lamar, we love you, but this isn't working out. And they've got to take care of business. They can't be left, holding nothing. You know what I mean? Or going back to Hundley, which he was fine, but he's not obviously Lamar Jackson. He's not, I don't think he's, he's a good, solid backup QB in the league. There's nothing wrong with that. And I know he started some games for them last year, but I don't know. That one's getting crazy. I'll tell you another thing that's getting crazy. Terry McDonough, who used to work for the Jags, he's suing the Arizona Cardinals owner for all this misconduct stuff. And now you got two. You got Biscotti and you got Bidwell, the B brothers, the two owners. Not Biscotti. I'm sorry, Snyder. I'm sorry, Biscotti. My apologies. Daniel Snyder. And now this guy Bidwell. They're having just toxic environments, bad culture, not treating people the right way. Of course, they deny it all. We'll see what shakes up there. I'll tell you, that Snyder deal still, I wonder, is he just going to – it's going to be like Tequila Sunrise. You ever see that movie?
No.
Mel Gibson? He's a cocaine dealer who gets out. He gets one final deal, and he's going to walk away off into the sunset. They should have called it Tequila Sunset, but it sounds better Sunrise, I guess. But he's going to be like, all right, I've been dealing cocaine my whole adult life, and I'm just going to walk away because, you always get to walk away from a career of cocaine dealing. Nobody ever goes to prison or gets killed. But no, it's like that. Like, is he going to be able to just sell that team?
I walked away from my cocaine dealing a couple years ago.
Did you? Yeah, good deal. Good deal. It's not any good for sure. But I wonder what's going to happen with Daniel Snyder. Is there going to be, some action against him? I think if you peel back that, I tell you, and Shad Khan's great too. But I played for great owners. You never had to worry about anything with Mr. Weaver. I mean, that guy was salt of the earth. Just didn't have nothing to worry about whatsoever. But we'll keep our eye on that. Corey Peters from Jag News. Corey Peters retires after 12 years. NFL defensive tackle. Let me tell you something. Playing that long is a phenomenal career. And let me look that everybody. And I don't know if 12-year vets say this, but guys like me that played 5. I know other guys that played 7. They would kill to play 12. Not kill, but you know what I mean. Like and your retirement's a lot different. Your pension, everything's better. Everything's way, way better. And look, today's salaries, you can retire. You could probably retire, off that kind of money and not have to worry about getting a job in the real world. But congrats to Corey Peters, 3rd-round pick out of Kentucky. Did a lot of great things off the field as well, helping kids, especially when he was with Arizona. And, hey, man, great career. 12 years, It's a lot of pounding. It's a lot of pounding.
And this past year, the game against the Titans here.
Yeah, he played phenomenal.
He played a damn good game.
Yeah, you're kind of wondering why he's hanging it up, but maybe the body's just ready to go.
He had
sometimes you just can't keep up.
He played an enormous hand in helping bottle up Derrick Henry, so he didn't have one of those crazy 200-yard games, which would have lost the game for the Jaguars.
Yeah, look, I mean, hey, listen, they played really well down the stretch as a defense. There's no doubt about that. Prior to that, they were up and down. But again, I don't really care. All I'm saying is playing 12 years in the NFL as a defensive tackle is quite the accomplishment and quite the career as well. So congrats to him. Rayshawn Jenkins restructures his deal, creating $5.1 million of cap space. Everybody is wondering, what's this for? Who are they going after? What could possibly be happening? I don't know. You know what? They've got enough money for the draft picks. It's got to be something to the fact that they may be looking at somebody, which would be cool. I wondered too. I said on just off the radio, I was like, what if it's a guy that they're going to trade for and then redo his deal? Like, is there a disgruntled player out there that wants out of their team? That would
sure
be
hope so.
Interesting. What's that?
I said I sure hope so.
Yeah, no doubt. Right, no doubt. Really, we did the list. Man, it's unbelievable. The list of edge rushers still available that are veteran free agents is really strong.
It's good ball players.
I mean, really strong. You're like, the lowest guy might be Carlos Dunlap, and he's still productive. You know what I mean? I mean, you got some really good ball players.
You talk about being in the league for a long time.
Oh, no doubt. He's had a great career, too. Yeah, I've always liked him. Even when he was at Florida, I've always liked him.
He's played, what, this year, like 14,
something like that? Yeah, he's on his fourth or fifth team. But, hey, man, you keep going.
That's
playing, dude.
That's insane.
Keep playing. I'd still play at 52 if I could, which I can't, so I'm not gonna. But I would. There's no doubt about that. But it would be interesting to see what happens there with that cap space and what they're going to do. Josh Wells is back, offensive tackle. Cool. I know Josh, good guy. He keeps playing, keeps getting another chance. So I don't know what kind of deal he signed. Did you see his deal at all, Graham?
I didn't.
3-year, 4-year, something like that. 2-year, maybe.
I doubt it would be very expensive.
Maybe 2-year deal, but he'll be in the mix. There's still other players out there. I mentioned the pass. Look, if you're another team's fan out there, you're a fan of another team, those pass rushers out there. You got Ngakoue, you got Frank Clark, you got Leonard Floyd. I mean, you got some ball players that can get after the QB, and man, I think, it's funny. You look at the Jags and you see all these edge rushers, and I get what people are saying. You can't have too many too many pass rushers, right? But if you're going to go, like, let's say you go Leonard Floyd, right? He plays every down, and he's going to expect a big deal, so it may not fit. But here in Jacksonville, you spent your number one pick, your first pick overall, on Travon Walker. Want me to bring it closer? Yeah. Travon Walker, and you're not ready to replace him, right? You're not ready to change him yet. He's your starting 3-4 outside linebacker.
You have to give him 2 more years at least.
At least
to
one
be a starter.
More, to have an idea of if he's going to be the guy. And look, I think if you turn on the tape, you'd see some really good things. You'd see some things where he's got some work to do.
But he's first overall. I mean, you got to give him every possible chance.
So my point is, why would you bring in a Leonard Floyd? If he's going to want to play every down, which he will, and the contract will be because of that. It's not like he's going to come in for cheap money.
Right.
Frank Clark as well. Frank Clark, I think, made $18.5 million last year.
Yeah.
Now he's more of a guy I could see coming off the bench, but I'm not paying him $18 million.
This is why, for me,
I think of that edge rusher. I'm sorry to cut you off. Even the guys coming out of college, like say you grab one of the top guys, get out of Iowa State, whatever. Lucas Van Ness, he won't be there. But what if he was? What are you going to do with that kid? Is he your 3-4 outside backer?
Yeah.
He's not your big end. And I tell you, I think I've figured out why they didn't grab Calais. Because they're expecting Foley and RRH to be those defensive ends. And especially in a 3-4 base.
That position is what needs more depth, in my opinion.
Right. Now the question is,
that position needs somebody else.
Walker slide. Everyone talks about it. Nobody is from the Jags saying it. But
in a perfect world, to kind of answer all the things you just said, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This won't happen because of exactly what you just said. The Jaguars seem to have no interest in doing any of this.
Yeah.
But in a perfect world, go get me a Lucas Van Ness or, get a big deal to Leonard Floyd or whoever.
Yep.
That's your 3-4 outside backer on base downs. And now Travon Walker is my big end. That's a perfect world in my opinion.
Well, but that's not
what they're going to do. So
is he taking the place of Harris or Foley? Foley's got a lot to prove, man. He hasn't. When he's healthy, he's very good. But if he's not healthy, he's not out there. So,
because Travon, he's plenty big enough to play big end. Without a doubt,
I think he's play
enormous.
Big end. Yeah,
and when he's hand in the dirt,
yeah,
it's damn near impossible for an offensive lineman to hold his ass back. That's a big.
That's just more natural. And again, I'm not ready. Look, if you compare, it's a terrible comparison. And Chaseon's still young, but Chaseon was even more of a project than Travon, right?
And less of a gifted athlete.
Not as big, but pretty athletic. He's athletic. But he's not big and strong like
they're comparable athletes, and Travon's way bigger.
Yeah, way bigger. I agree with that 100%. So, you knew he was going to be a project. He didn't play a lot of that 3-4 stand-up at Georgia. He played some, but hardly a lot. Played more down. It gives you a lot. Look, if you bring in somebody like a Floyd or draft somebody high that's an edge rusher, it gives you some luxury, right? You can move people around. You want that in a defense, But you don't also want to look like a fool for grabbing Travon Walker, number one, and now you're replacing him at outside backer. Yeah, to me, you're like, well, okay, then you're not happy with it.
Just to have him sparingly play. I mean,
are the Lions going to draft another position where Aiden Hutchinson is?
They shouldn't.
Are they even thinking about it?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? And I'm only using him because he's the same class. Or Thibodeau up in the Giants, who ended up having a pretty good rookie year, which I love Thibodeau. I thought he was the most naturally gifted pass rusher in the class, but he didn't have as much production as Hutchinson, but he had a lot of production. You think they're out there looking for another pass rushing defensive end? No,
not someone like that. No.
Right.
Yeah.
And Travon should be like that. We don't need it. What do we need an outside back? We don't need it. We're covered. And they may feel that way. That's the thing we don't know. The Jags may be like, no, we're good with him. We like where he's going. No, he didn't have the sack numbers, whatever. Or all around, though, we're pretty happy with him.
The two biggest question marks, in my opinion, definitely on defense and maybe on the whole team going into next year, is Travon Walker and Devin Lloyd. If the two of those guys really come into their own year two and they're really productive and really good players, all of a sudden you got a team that's really going to make the Chiefs and the Bengals and all those teams sweat.
That's a great point, bringing up Devin Lloyd, because he rushed the passer from the outside in college.
100%.
Or Utah State, wherever he came out. Utah. So that's what he did a lot of.
Yep.
Could he do that? That gives you some luxury, some flexibility. And luxury, I mean flexibility. Like you could play guys in multiple positions and not miss a beat.
I need Devin Lloyd's head to stop spinning.
Well, then quit making him think too much.
Yeah, the game's got to slow down a little bit for him.
And again, that's part of the deal with the coach. You got to adapt to that sometimes. Maybe put him in different positions or situations where he does have to. Look, I think Loggeman was saying it, how they were playing man and zone, not deep to short, but splitting the field. That's confusing to me even thinking about it. You know, remember we talked about it. Like you got your guy in zone and he comes across, all of a sudden he's in man. Well, do I drop him or do I take him?
Right.
I'd be like, what am I, and trust me, as a player, you don't want to be thinking. You start thinking, you're done. You're done, man. You can't be a robot out there. You got to be free-flowing and ready to rock and roll with knowing everything going on in the game.
So here's the biggest issue with the front seven, in my opinion, the defense in general. Josh Allen, Devin Lloyd, Travon Walker.
Yeah.
All three of those guys, regardless of how
who's going to have the biggest year in 2023?
Out of those three?
Yeah, who do you think?
Devin Lloyd, I would say.
Okay.
I think Devin Lloyd.
I think Josh Allen's going to have a big year and then give the Jags something to think about.
I would love that.
Yeah, I think he's going to have. And he has to. If Josh Allen, I mean, he'll always get another chance because he's a first-round pick, and he's an okay player. It's not like he's a bad player. He's a fine player. He's just not a dominant player, and you wouldn't take him number 7 unless he's dominant. And he was a 7th pick overall. And his first year, he was dominant. He was absolutely phenomenal. We know he had help. And Ngakoue, he had Calais. That helps a ton. Now, can Foley Fatukasi be that presence as the defensive end next to Josh? Maybe when healthy, he's a beast. There's no doubt about it. So that remains to be seen. But I think Josh Allen's going to have it, and he needs to, man. And again, I don't know. Let's do it in percentages. We did that with Cam and Juwan Taylor in the past. Like when you look at Josh Allen, the percentage of plays that he's out there that he's just playing very good to outstanding football. You know what I mean? Where you're like, and you don't have to dominate. Dominate's only the select few dominate in a game, like completely dominate a game. Aaron Donald can dominate a game. Chris Jones can dominate a game. There's others who just come on top of my mind. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to dominate a game. Now, there's been flashes of domination. Game here, game there. Unfortunately, it's been spread out too far. But if he can show more consistency, that guy could be a very, very good player. Again, I wonder, and hopefully they are, but if I'm the outside guy, Travon, whoever else out there, I am working on my game, my craft, how I am getting to the QB, whether that's bending, whether it's more flexibility, whether it's hand fighting, whether it's whatever. I'm doing everything because you have the athletic ability. Josh Allen's got tremendous. He should be a very, very good player And he's a good player. He's just not that elite type player. But I think he has the potential to be. So I'm going to say him. I think Lloyd's probably, I don't know. If I'm Walker, too, I mean, Walker's still young, so like you said, you got a little time. So's Devin, but Devin, lost his starting job. And here's another thing. If you really like Muma, you got to find room for him, too. So do I move Devin up, and slide Travon down? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's nice to have those kinds of flexibility, again, if you do have it. All right, I liked what Tyreek Hill said. He saw Christian Kirk's deal. He's like, yo, Chiefs, there's no way Christian Kirk's making more money than me. Pay me. They said, no, we're trading you. But the Dolphins will pay you. So Tyreek Hill gets paid big time. And you know what? I don't think they overpaid for Kirk. I don't care what anybody says. I'll take that year all day long, and it's going to be even better. One of the best, I'm telling you, and a lot of guys can do it, but Kirk does it phenomenal. When you give him one-on-one in the open field, he's going to win. He's not going to be covered. You got to clear guys out. I'm not talking where they're in zone and there's two guys sitting on them. I'm talking one-on-one, man-on-man. Everybody's out of the way. Let Christian Kirk do some work. Nobody's covering that dude. And if Trevor's got an inkling of time, he'll make the throw. We've seen it. We're going to see it again. You're going to see that with Ingram, too. That's a big part of Ingram's game, like getting him open across the field, cross the patterns, just lay it in his hands, baby, and let him take that speed all the way to wherever he can take it, hopefully to the
What Ingram's
to the
really good at is catching the ball at 6.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's 20 yards on the field.
No, I know.
He's
the burst.
really good at that.
Yep.
He'll get that, there's a DB or somebody that's trailing him about a half a step. He catches the ball and he's got that long reach and gives you that stiff arm.
Yeah.
That stiff arm is deadly for him. It's a nice move. And that gets him all the way up the field. And those DBs don't want to tackle him when he gets ahead of steam.
He's really athletic, too.
Really athletic.
And he's a good blocker. I mean, he's an underrated blocker.
He's so fluid for his size, man. Like, he just moves really, really well.
And Doug loves him, and they're going to set him up nice.
And with Kirk,
without a doubt.
With Kirk, Doug was slot. So masterful at putting him in amazing positions to succeed.
I might see him more in the slot than I do on the outside, and maybe have Zay on the outside with Calvin on the other side, and let Kirk do some work with Ingram underneath.
I would love that. Let Calvin take the top off the defense.
Yeah.
And I loved when they put Kirk in the backfield.
Yep.
When they would motion him and get a linebacker on it. I loved that stuff.
Yep.
If you're a defense, you got to be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. Tyreek Hill says he's done after a couple years. Maybe the league's done with him. You never know. 2 years is a long time.
He'll be 32, so it's not that crazy.
He can still fly. As long as he can run, he's fine. But 10 years and walk. I mean, talk about luxury. To be able to walk away from an NFL career when you want and have everything you need to walk away is really a special thing. So if he can walk away and be fine, mentally, physically, financially, all that healthy, all that stuff, do it. Do it. Hey, I mean, I would play till the wheels fall off, but, that's just me. Not everybody's, as dumb as I am. Chris Sims says the Jags Stadium is the worst in the league. I did see that report with rats and all different types of stuff. And did I see that the wives had to breastfeed like in a bathroom or something like that? Or I don't know, they were complaining about it. I don't know. Look, I'm not obviously on the team or in the organization, but I don't really have a problem with the stadium. I don't know. And maybe fans do care. All I care about, like when Miami left, I thought that was awful. Like playing the Orange Bowl to you forever. Like you should have never left Miami. That was special. I played in it against the Hurricanes. They move up to Lauderdale. You're not Miami anymore. You're Lauderdale. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't care about the stadium. To me, does not affect me in any kind of way. And maybe fans. If I'm a regular fan, I'm a fan, of course. I just want the concessions to go cheaper. That's what. I don't need this new la. I need a great team on the field, little entertainment. Little music.
And a $5 hot dog.
And a $5 hot dog. Yeah, something like that. $2 beer, $3 beer.
We're not asking for much here.
No, I'll even take a $5 beer. Cut it $3 or whatever it is. You know what I mean? That, to me, that's what I would try to do. But, you're trying to make the almighty dollar. And I know, like, there's 32 of you. If one of you starts, knocking concessions back a ton, then the other 31 will be like, what the hell? What are you doing? Your piece of the pie ain't as big. What are you doing, man? Get it going.
Atlanta's new stadium, their concessions are much cheaper.
Are they?
Normally,
I saw that. Well, he did it for a period of time, didn't he, Arthur Blank?
Yeah.
Not like for the whole year, but
I don't know if it is now, but
yeah.
I went there. I was in that stadium for the Gators played in the Peach Bowl in 2018.
Yep.
And that stadium was only like a year old at the time. And I remember getting like a chicken sandwich and fries and like a soda and like a whole meal, and it was only like $9 or $10.
Yeah.
It was like I went to like a fast food restaurant. And it was weird. I was expecting it to be, 25 or, the typical concession stand stuff. It wasn't bad.
Now, one thing Mike Dempsey, of course, from Jaguars Today, he educated me on. So you're allowed to bring food into the stadium with the Jags.
I didn't know that. Interesting.
That's what I was told. And as long as it's in the proper, space or whatever, bag size. So if I'm lowering prices, I'm not letting you bring in your own food.
Yeah, that's fair.
So if you want to bring in your own food, then I'm keeping the prices. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know, but I don't really care what the state.
But those go hand in hand. If the prices are cheaper,
right,
you probably don't have nearly as many people wanting to bring in food because prices are cheaper.
No, they're right.
You know what I mean?
They wouldn't bring in food.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Yeah, so they kind of go hand in hand.
I mean, listen, I drive by the stadium like many of us do every week, multiple times. So I'm taking my daughter to La Villa. We go right past the stadium. It looks phenomenal every time. To me, I mean, I'm like, I'm proud that I played in that stadium. Like, it's awesome. And Daly's place looks good, and that performance center looks unbelievable.
Yeah, it does.
Wait till that thing's done. So, yeah, they're going to upgrade the stadium. That's they should, right? That whole area one day is going to be rocking. That's the goal. I mean, you see it happening already. That big apartment building going up right by Intuition Ale. You know what's happening with the shipyards.
I think that apartment's supposed to have a rooftop bar.
Oh, I bet it does.
Which would be freaking awesome.
Oh, finally. We need more of those. There's some.
Imagine celebrating a Jags win on a rooftop bar as the sun sets over Jacksonville.
Well, you know what? Wait till they build the hotel and you can sit out back and watch the sun go down. Are you kidding me? People are going to go crazy for that.
I need that.
It's what people outside of Jacksonville don't know. They just don't know. We'll keep it that way. It's okay. Okay. We like other cities too, but Jacksonville's got, I tell you, the next 10, 15, 20 years, it's going to be absolutely on fire. No doubt about it. All right, that's going to do it for me, I guess, this time around. We'll look forward to what happens over the weekend. I'll probably watch a little of the Masters. I suck at golf, so I don't really get into golf. I'm always enamored by them live, of course, when you watch them play. My wife trying to call me. Come on, baby. I'm doing a podcast. I gotta pick up a hairdryer for her. Can you pick me up Sure, honey. No problem. Just send me a pin where I gotta go. I'll be happy to pick it up. That's what you do, my men, my friends out there. You take care of the wife for sure. All right, that's going to do it. Hey, appreciate everybody tuning in on Facebook, on 1010XL's Facebook page. Of course, you can catch this show on 1010XL.com, all archived on their app as well on demand. So if you miss it, it'll be on YouTube as well. And thanks for all the support. Graham was so kind to put some numbers together for me about how many people are watching the show. And I tell you what, it was very, very impressive, and I'm very grateful and thankful. So thank you very much. Hope you have a great weekend. Happy Friday, happy Good Friday, and happy Easter weekend to everybody out there. So until next time, stay safe and be cool out there. We'll see you right here on Catching Up with Tommy Mack. Peace.